What's up, everybody? Saturdays in Saratoga. There's no better place to be on a Saturday in the summer. It's Chris Onorato and Tom Bellhouse from West Point Thoroughbreds. We are live at the Horseshoe Inn Bar and Grill, getting you ready for the Alabama Stakes. And it's not the only big race on the card, a Saturday reserved for the ladies at Saratoga Race Course. We'll talk with Tom about the great things that WPT is doing, how you can get involved as well. It's such a popular time of year to jump on board with West Point Thoroughbreds. We'll do it all here on News Channel 13's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Let's get things going on Onorato and Company.
This is Onorato and Company, brought to you by Bellhouse.
Shout out to all of our local business partners here at the Horseshoe. If you're checking out this great place now that it's been entirely redone, really, it's booming this summer. Pick 6 Vodka, Michelob Ultra, our two sponsors here that you can find at the Horseshoe. Tom, it's great to have you, man. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome. What a venue.
Yeah, it's incredible what they've done here. Repaved the entire place, new tents, moved some of the bars as well. They packed this place in every single Friday and Saturday, certainly after the track. Tom Bellhouse is the Executive Vice President at West Point Thoroughbreds, based here in Saratoga Springs. 999 wins, one away from that magic number of 1,000. And I don't know, maybe it comes on Sunday, right?
Sunday would be nice. We got a couple runners today, a big stake out in the Midwest, but if we don't get the job done tonight, I'd love to think that we're going to get it done in the second race tomorrow with Phantom Smoke with Christophe Clement.
So I'm glad you pointed that out, because West Point Thoroughbreds, although based in Saratoga Springs, is nationwide. Is it the largest horse racing ownership partnership in the country?
Yeah, in North America, we have about 115 horses across the country we manage, and we have about 600 partners now. We've really grown. I don't want to say exponentially, but it feels that way sometimes. But it's really been just an amazing run, and the support we have from our partners is just really blossomed. I think the last time you and I spoke, we were out in front of the front gates during the pandemic, wondering if we were going to have racing, and to see how our sport is flourished through the pandemic and beyond, and the level of interest and ownership that's happened since then has just been phenomenal.
Terry Finley, his wife Debbie, started this group in 1991.
Right.
But in 2007, it really kind of exploded for you guys. And you came on very shortly after, 1 year after that, 2008?
Yeah, I was actually a partner with West Point starting in 2003. And I was working for a division of Chrysler at the time. And then in 2007, just the run of grade 1 victories. And, it'd been a lot of years without ever having the grade 1, and then boom. We always joke they're like bananas. They come in bunches, and lo and behold, Flashy Bull got the company the first grade 1, and that summer Dream Rush won up here, and Irish Smoke won the test, and Lear's Princess, and it just was a cavalcade of victories, and it really helped move the company forward. We also had an awesome gem on the West Coast that was third in the Breeders' Cup Classic to Curlin and Hardspun. So that was pretty good company, right? So that's really what catapulted the company. And I joined in 2008, and just like anyone who gets involved in a new business, then the stock market crashed, and it was a little bit of fun. But no, it's just been a wonderful run. It couldn't work for two nicer people than Terry and Debbie Finley, and very generous and give back to our sport, as well as all the people who support our sport. And I'm very proud of what we've accomplished in the last 15 years.
You've got a special horse out on the West Coast named Flightline we'll talk about in just a little bit here. Is there anything like winning at Saratoga Race Course?
Absolutely not. It's just, no matter what level, no matter how many times you've done it before. We won our first race this year with somewhat of a surprise, a horse that we expected to run well, but how well he ran. Battle of Normandy for Shug McGahee, a son of City of Light. So it was the first City of Light to win on the grass, and for us to win that race with Kendrick Carmouche up. It was just a thrill. And no matter how many times you've ever won at Saratoga or how many races you've ever won, winning at Saratoga, no matter what the level, is just spectacular. And you see it on a day in and day out basis, guys dropping horses, buying for lots of money, dropping them to low just to get that win, to get that taste. And I remember not understanding it at first when I got involved, but the longer you do it, the longer you go without winning your first race in Saratoga, you feel like everybody's talking about you. You feel like everything's going on, and they're not, but they are. And it really is just an amazing place. This is my home now year round, and we look forward to it. We point towards it. And as I was telling you earlier, sometimes you feel you're going to have 20, 25 starters, and here you are 2 weeks left in the meet roughly, and you only have 10. Now we had a lot coming up, but it just feels like you're just churning and trying to battle through, whether it's nagging injuries or races not going or whatever. But it's just really, it's the greatest meet.
And that's why they say it's the most competitive meet in the country, that every single day you've got world-class racing here at Saratoga. You can see on the bottom of your screen where to find West Point Thoroughbreds on social media: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also the website, simplewestpointtb.com. Check them out. It's a great way to get involved with the sport of horse racing. If you want to, even if you just want to kind of dip your toes, right?
Absolutely.
You can still do that here. All right, let's take a quick break here on Onorato and Company. When we come back, more with Tom Bellhouse. We'll look at the card today, the Alabama. We'll look at the Lake Placid as well. Tom will give you his picks. Little insider info here from some of the best in the sport. And I'll let you know how I think things break on the card as well. Listen to Tom, not me. Back right after this on Onorato and Company.
Alpenhaus RV is celebrating 58 years of family fun and camping during our anniversary sale. Shop big anniversary savings on an even bigger selection of RVs. Choose from new 2022 Avenger travel trailers for $194 a month and new 2022 Colorado travel trailers for $228 a month. Plus, all 2020 and newer RVs come with our exclusive lifetime warranty. Proudly serving you since 1964 and generations to come. Don't miss our 58th anniversary sale at Alpenhaus RV.
And now back to Onorato and Company, brought to you by Alpenhouse.
Live on location this Saturday in Saratoga, courtesy of Pick Six Vodka. Our people there, Holly and Serge and Adam, so grateful for their support. And you can find the new label. Look for that new label, black and gold and white. Banners are up here at the Horseshoe Inn Bar and Grill as well. Our thanks to Charlie Hertkorn for hosting us. And I'm alongside Tom Bellhouse, the Executive Vice President from West Point Thoroughbreds, here on this Alabama Saturday. West Point Thoroughbreds, more than 100 horses on the roster right now. How did things go at the sales, by the way? Only a couple weeks old now.
I mean, I thought it was a magical couple of days. I mean, it really felt like the whole city of Saratoga came out. I always joke there's 3,000 people there, 2,900 for the cocktails and 100 to buy the horses.
There's no doubt about that.
And it was really, we were very, very fortunate. Terry was able to put together some groups to come away with a full sister to our graded stakes winner, first captain, Curlin out of America, a beautiful filly. Actually, looks identical to how he did. Actually, maybe even a little more impressive.
Wow.
And then a stunning son of Uncle Mo that, both of those horses are going to be trained by Shug McGahee in the fall. And we also picked up a beautiful practical joke filly that'll go to Christophe Clement. And then we hit the New York bred sales a couple days later, and we're able to get a couple more. So just a phenomenal few days for us at the sales. And I've been around long enough to when we weren't even able to go to that big sale. We went as spectators, and the fact that we're able to buy at the highest levels and really have a great group of partners who are interested in playing at that level is very humbling.
So let me ask you this, because as a lay person in this sport, I get to cover it, which I enjoy, but I'm not involved in it the way you are. And there are a number of different syndicates and partnerships. How realistic is it for somebody who's a fan to get involved?
the greatest thing that's happening, Cod Campbell is kind of the father of the American partnership with Dogwood Stables. And where that started to where we are now, there really is a level of participation for anyone who wants to be involved. Maybe with West Point at a little bit of a higher end that you might be able to do on your own. And that's one of our goals, is most of our partners could buy their own horse or claim their own horse, but hopefully give them an opportunity to be involved in a little bit of a higher level horse than they would be able to on their own. And then when you look at, there's a number of great partnerships in the game right now that offer people, whether it's in claiming, whether it's in New York breds that specialize just in New York breds, or any type of a level. And some are even in the micro shares as a fandom. All are great for our sport. All bring more attention and activity to our sport and makes us stronger as a whole.
I love it. 999 wins, as I mentioned, so one away from that 1,000 mark. You've got more than 100 stakes victories, and more than half of those are grade ones. When you win a stakes race, you guys win them big, and maybe that speaks to the level of partnership that WPT is, right? You're going after horses that have real promise and potential.
Yeah, I think a good horse can come from anywhere, Chris, and we are always we go to every sale. We're always looking for a great athlete. We're looking for a horse that can compete at the highest levels. But over the last few years, we really have tried to find horses that will have that either a classic two-turn pedigree, or ones that have the breeding that, whether it be a horse like Jackson Traveler, who is a one-turn specialist, but has really become as a graded stakes winner for us, that great athlete to let our partners compete at the higher levels.
I love it. Again, bottom of your screen, the best way to find West Point Thoroughbreds on social media, and their website there as well, westpointtb.com. Sam is watching. Sam, we know you're always watching, buddy. We appreciate it. Marietta in Watkins Glen, different horsepower. She says different horsepower. Yeah, it's a big weekend in Watkins Glen as well, for sure. Our focus, of course, always on Saratoga, though, here on News Channel 13, social media channels, as we're live from Horseshoe Inn Bar and Grill. It's been a rough couple of years, but this place is back booming. Charlie Hertkorn, the owner here, will join us. I believe he's running around a little bit. He should join us here in a little bit. Tom's picks coming up in today's card in a moment. But first, I want to ask you about the interest in West Point Thoroughbreds and maybe syndicates overall. Do you feel like it increases? You used the word exponentially earlier. 10-fold, 100-fold during Saratoga? Do you feel like, hey, when people are at Saratoga Race Course, how do I get involved? Is that interest grow?
I think the greatest thing is, we're out here every day, whether it be in the morning.
Your day started what time today?
4:45. So I was at the coffee stand by 5:30 here on the backstretch. We're there usually at about 9:30, 5 days a week. We'll then go home, get cleaned up, do our office work, do all the things that we need to do to make it through the weekend, and then back at it in the afternoons. And whether it be just in general, people over the years getting to know you, seeing a West Point pin, seeing a West Point insignia, come over and say hello, introduce yourself. I always say we congregate outside the paddock right near the the cigar stand. We run into more people there who come by and say hi, and they say, hey, I'd love to talk to you more. And that's what we're all about. I mean, this thing only works with participation and support from our partners and prospective partners. And it's, to me, obviously I'm biased, it's the greatest way to get involved in the game.
You won a Kentucky Derby in 2017. How have we not brought that up yet? We haven't. We'll talk about Flightline here in a second, a horse with great potential as well. What was that like with Always Dreaming now 5 years ago?
I think it's the word surreal gets overused. I think when it's happening, like when we won the Florida Derby, and over the years, watching Todd Pletcher horses that come and get good right around the Florida Derby and then go on to the Derby, to have one and be involved with one with, the Bonomos and Vinny Viola and Vinny and Teresa Viola, to be part of that. Anthony Manganero. I mean, it was a great group of people. And coming into the Derby, you felt like you were on the now horse, but to watch him and to watch what he did, and it was truly lightning for about a 6-week period of time. And when you're watching the race, and all of a sudden he's sitting the trip that you know that he wanted, and you see Johnny Velasquez let the horse pass him on the backstretch and then get in the 2-path. So you know he's going to be clear.
Yep.
And then you're just praying there he's good enough. And when he was, when the winner's circle is out in the infield, so you get everybody out in the infield, they take your picture, you know, there's people, it almost feels like you're looting because there's tons of red roses and people are just grabbing the roses. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, everybody's grabbing at them. And then about 5 minutes goes by, and you're looking up at the Twin Spires, you're looking up at 150,000 people, and then they go, hey, you guys got to get out of here because they're going to run another race. Yeah. And you want to say to them, I waited my whole life to get here. I don't want to leave. But it was really, we have one partner who was on Always Dreaming and is on Flightline. Ooh. And I saw him this morning. Is a gentleman named Pete Arden, and Pete is one of the kindest, most supportive gentlemen that I've ever been associated with. And when I see him out here and he's saying, I'm not going to see you the rest of the meet because he had to go somewhere next week and then he's flying to California, we kind of had our little moment, you know. It was like, okay, I'm not going to be out in California. I'll be here for the Jockey Gold Cup with first captain. And he goes, we'll get it done for you. And it was really, it's just amazing to be involved with these type of horses.
Flightline is 4 for 4, right?
Yes.
And he's going to run in the Pacific Classic.
Yep. September 3rd.
What makes Flightline special, aside from the perfect start to win ratio?
I think first of all, he has a tremendous pedigree. He's a son of Tappet out of the Indian Charlie graded stake winner Feathered. And she has a tremendous female family behind it. So it's not one of these horses that's a freak, but he doesn't have the substance behind. His pedigree on top and bottom is just phenomenal. Then you get this Adonis of a horse that's just as he's grown, he has such a presence. When we were down for the Belmont Stakes week when he was going to run in the Met Mile, and he's schooling in the paddock, and you had every trainer in the country's there with their horse, and even like some of the old hard boots that are like, yeah, whatever, let's see what they're going. Oof, look at this thing. And he has that presence. He's got that size. He's inquisitive. When the airplanes are going over, he stops, he looks up. I mean, he's just the coolest horse you've ever seen. And to have that kind of speed for that size of a horse. And now as we look to stretch him out to 1.25 miles, the classic distance, that would also be the distance for the Breeders' Cup. And if he's able to do what we think he is, it could be a special couple months for us. All
right, one more time out here with Tom Bellhouse. When we come back, that card today, the Alabama, the Lake Placid. Could we get an upset in one of those? We've got two horses, obviously, that everybody is looking at for the first place finish. Can we make a little money after that, potentially? Back right after this with Tom.
I don't care what kind of story.
Teams, athletes, organizations. We're transforming the custom apparel industry through product and purpose. Claim your crown.
Fire, water, smoke, mold, and sewage cleanup. Reconstructing your home after a disaster can be both stressful and demanding. KPM Restoration will work quickly to restore your home. We'll help provide complete damage restoration to your property.
My problem was that I was traveling. There was a leak in my basement. We called KPM. They came in at 9 o'clock at night and were there till 2 o'clock in the morning until the problem was solved.
KPM Restoration. We'll get you back to normal.
And now back to Onorato and Company. Brought to you by Alpenhaus.
Shout out to all of our local business partners here on Onorato and Company. Jeff Vukovic and that Saratoga Eagle crew brought the Clydesdales to town.
They were amazing
last week. Incredible creatures, aren't they? Unbelievable. Our thanks
amazing.
to Saratoga Eagle and Michelob Ultra for being part of this show. We are brought to you by Pick Six Vodka on these Saturdays in Saratoga, live from the Horseshoe Bar and Grill, where you can find us here next weekend as well. Of course, a little race called the Traverse. We'll get you ready for that, but there are all of our local business partners: KPM Restoration, Marcella's Appliance Center in Clifton Park and Schenectady, Novice Clothing Company, my guys Nick and Garrett Bernardo in Albany, Performance Industrial up in South Glens Falls and in Albany, Niscoba, Jimmy Miller, who loves going to Saratoga Race Course, and Popeyes as well. And of course, our title sponsor each and every week here on Onorato and Company is Alpenhaus. All right, Tom, let's look at this card here. People are saying, hey, it's Alabama Saturday, guys. Let's get into some of the picks. Nest is a heavy favorite.
As well as she should be.
Okay, so there you go. Todd Pletcher and a 1-2 on the morning line. If Nest doesn't win, who beats her?
Gerrymander seems to be the now horse. I guess from my perspective, I'm going to be a little against Secret Oath.
Okay.
So if I'm going to spend any money trying to beat Nest, it will be with probably Gerrymander. And then just because I'm a little bit intrigued by the one horse, Scratch Cat, it's the dam of that horse is a horse named Wave Theory, and Arrogant Wave Theory. Wave Theory was a really nice turf horse that ran up here for the early days of Chad Brown before he was Chad Brown. So that horse intrigues me a little. Phil Bauer is having a meet to remember up here. And but I think it'll take, if anybody's going to beat Nest, it would have to be something out of the ordinary. And I would say, Gerrymander is the most logical. She's never gone a route of ground like this. It would be a huge step up for her. But she seems like she's a little bit of the now horse.
7-2 on the morning line. Chad Brown, Joel Rosario, Gerrymander. Let me ask you about Secret Oath here, because people who will look back at the performances of Secret Oath, they'll say, well, hang on a second. Won the Kentucky Oaks, fourth in the Preakness.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the Coaching Club American Oaks performance here that makes you say, maybe I'm going to back off this horse because Nest won so impressively over Secret Oath?
Well, from a wagering perspective, if I'm going to try to beat the horse that I think will win the race, which is Nest, I don't think I'll get any value on Secret Oath. Not that Secret Oath isn't a wonderful horse, and the Kentucky Oaks performance was amazing, but I think she'll be a clear second choice. And if I'm going to try to beat the big horse, I'm going to try to get a little more value.
Okay. There's some information on your screen right there about Secret Oath, D. Wayne Lucas, Luis Saez, and the finishes the last few times out here. Here's a look at what Nest has done here. Impressive performance in the Coaching Club American Oaks, second in the Kentucky Oaks. All right, so it's Nest for you, though, still? You're not going to...
I was not a Nest fan.
Okay.
Last year she won the Demoiselle. They managed her perfectly. They brought her down to Tampa to win the Suncoast, and I was like, that's brilliant management. Now you're building up a resume for a horse that I don't really know how good she is. And then she won the Ashland and Keeneland, and she ran off the screen, and I went, wow, was I wrong about this filly? I mean, she's the real deal. Comes back and runs a monster, not better than Secret Oath, but a monster race in the Oaks, and I think she's just blossomed. I really do, and she has the pedigree. Curlin, Marion Ravenwood. I mean, it's all there, and she got good at the right time.
There are 3 stakes races on the card today. 2 of them are graded. The other one on the card is the Lake Placid Stakes. This is a grade 2, Tom. With the Moonlight, out of the one post is the horse that everybody will be expecting to win, I imagine. 9-5 on the morning line here, but certainly not a far and away favorite. And Chad Brown will have half of the horses in this field. He's got 4 of the 8. With the Moonlight is not one of them. That is a Charles Appleby, Luis Saez combo. How does this race set up for you?
Actually, they've scratched the 7 and the 8, so he's going to have
we got
4 of the
6.
6. The way that we haven't had a ton of rain up here, and it seems as if that turf course is getting a little quicker, a little more speed favoring. And that would favor the Charlie Appleby horse, But if you have 4 in there, you'd think maybe he might send one of them after to give that filly
Right.
a hard time. So I've always been, a big fan of Hardy, even though she might be a little slow for this group. But that would probably be my wise guy pick. Try to beat with the Moonlight with Hardy. But they're all really lovely fillies.
Are people going to walk away from today and say, well, this was a day for the favorites in terms of the key races that everybody's really looking at?
I would suspect this favorite would be more vulnerable than Nest.
Okay.
That's just my take. I keep looking at in the other race, I keep looking like Bill Mott has a nice horse but that horse really didn't show up at all in the coaching club.
Right.
The horses you'd think, okay, who's going to get the wise guy? Who's going to pop? This race is a tough race. I mean, it's only 6 horses, but all 6 could win.
Okay. All right. So opportunities for maybe some value in the Lake Placid Stakes with the Moonlight once over this course already this summer, the Saratoga Oaks winner. Tom, enjoy the day, man. You've been at the track every single day this summer. Look for the West Point Thoroughbred emblem, the logo, the pin, whatever it is of this crew walking around the Saratoga Race Course grounds. Our thanks to Charlie Hertkorn for letting us hang out here at the Horseshoe Inn Bar and Grill, an incredible place now that's been redone out of the pandemic and has absolutely killed it. I've been here on a couple of occasions after the races, and the crowds are back in full force the same way
Might need to name a horse Friday at the shoe.
Hey, now we're on to something. I like that. Okay. See, the ideas come out of people like Tom Bellhouse. Tom, thank you, man.
My pleasure, Chris.
Great to catch up with you a little bit. Good luck at the races today, everybody. Thanks for watching Onorato and Company here on News Channel 13's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages. We're back every single Thursday morning at 10 a.m. with our usual show. And then we're back here next Saturday for the Travers live from the Horseshoe Inn Bar and Grill.